Hey everybody, we should be live. This is going to be another Get Juicy live stream. I hope I'm audible for all ya. Today we're going to look at some new Resolume footage, and we'll take a look. Today we'll take a look at some new footage, 3 new packs, and we'll take a look at a couple of plugins as well. And nice little news, some of the plugins will be discounted for the next 24 hours. So we do a little sale during this stream and for 24 hours, so everybody who watches this later can take use of it as well. So I hope you all tuned in. Please let me know if I'm audible and if the video output is good so that we can continue. I'm running on a different machine than normally, so if there's any hiccups, I should know by now. But everybody in the comments sounds very happy and enthusiastic, so I think we're good to go. 3 new packs today. The first one is the Robophase pack. The second one is the Videology pack and the Enter 5 pack. And after that, we'll take a look at some plugins. So this Robophase pack is a pack that is very separated in layers. As you can see, I tried to separate it in the different layers. So the top layers, we have all these kinds of, well, sort of bunny-looking robots. A whole series of them. And some of them are a little bit modulated, like this one. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you. So, different kinds of movements. I think it's an interesting shape, the bunny. Some more. The movement is quite slow. Well, this is a big speed up, but I think it looks good. I see some familiar faces back in the comments. Nice that you're all here. Audio video 1010. Thanks for letting me know, Connor. Yes, we have our robot faces. I'm just scrolling through the faces, and then they come with sort of a second layer, which is sort of I almost would say an ornament around the robot face. I find it very hard not to call it a bunny. And they all have alpha channels, so everything is just set at 100 and with the blend mode set to alpha to take full advantage of that those alpha channels. And of course, the point being is that you take one and then you also use one of the backgrounds that comes with it. Comes with a variety of backgrounds. It has this very illustrative vibe to it. Some different style backgrounds. I like this. This is a good combination. Maybe some white with some red. But still, I think the animation on the heads is really, really slow. Oh, that's the wrong animation speed. So it's sped up, but I prefer it this fast, I think. We have some more rotations, some blocks. It reminds me a little bit of those video games from Borderlands. They also use this technique. I think it's called cell shading. This background has a bit of that. It has some texture or some shadows to it, but very limited shadow palettes, so to speak. Combine some of this stuff. Maybe no head, just this. Yeah, just what Steve said. Like this is really like one of those packs that layers. Well, if you're into that kind of stuff, just layering different layers of video on top of each other. If that's your let's say style of VJing, this pack is going to make you very happy, and the Enter 5 pack that we're going to look into a bit is going to make you even more happy, because that's a total layer extravaganza. But yeah, that's the Robophase pack. Just wanted to show you that. Next off, it's completely something different. We released the Videology pack a few days ago, I think, and it's an interesting pack because I think it serves a niche market, but it's completely all analog circuit banded footage. So it's complete. Well, of course, it's digital recording, but it comes from an analog source. So I think they're pretty cool. You have this broken TV vibe going on. This stuff is kind of hard to recreate digitally without some serious video synthesis. And the guy who made this is clearly into clearly broke some video gear together. If you don't know what circuit bending is, you should definitely look that up. Oh, I see the stream is slowing down. I hope this is still getting recorded, but I get a blackout on this side. Can somebody confirm to me that the stream is still running? All good here. Okay. Thanks for letting me know, Ronan. It's somehow my YouTube studio says it's locked down, and Gabrielle also said it was loading, so I was a bit worried the stream broke. But I'll continue. So yeah, the analog circuit bendy stuff. If you don't know what circuit bending is, definitely look that up. I've dabbled with it in the past as well. Get some old Panasonic video mixers, open it up and solder it, and then mess it up. And then these are definitely some results you're getting from that. It's broken video. I'm always into the glitchy stuff. So I like these visuals a lot. But they certainly cater towards a certain I would say a certain a style of music. I think it would really fit really well to some chip tuning. This one would actually fit in a broken 80s party. Let's take a look at some more stuff. Yeah, that's one thing to notice. I just pressed this one. These clips don't have an alpha channel, so it's the black is truly black in this case. Of course, you could fix that with an auto mask. I really like this one. It's hand drawn on the screen. There used to be these video machines that you could draw on, and then you could make video, record short videos. It's sort of a kid's toy. I think that this is made with that. Some more vibrant colors, distortion. And also this kind of stuff works well as backgrounds as well, just using it as backgrounds. Maybe if we mix some Luma, mixing Luma key definitely works well with this kind of footage, because it's also a very harsh way to mix your content, to get even more, break it even more. This is all just a matter of experimentation. But I think I think Luma key really is the blend mode to go in this case, because it also gives this broken effect. So yeah, what do you guys think of this kind of content? Would you use this for VJing? I'm just curious if this is something that you would use, and what kind of party or what kind of music would you use it to? Because I can get my mind into like really hard music, for example, for this kind of visuals, or that really chip tune kind of stuff. So I'm curious. Like, would you do this when there's a house DJ playing? I think that's a bit too much. This kind of harsh footage. Anyway, yeah, let's move on to the third pack. Like I said, this is going to be a layer extravaganza. It's called the Enter 5 pack. It has, oh, we got a comment, put some RGB delay on it. On this stuff? Okay. Let's see what happens if we put some RGB delay. Well, probably it's nice. It's probably nice on this kind of stuff. Does it actually work if you put RGB delay? Well, that's getting really funky. Ah, yeah, glitch. Glitch would be some good good music for that. I might actually no, I don't have it on this machine. I actually made some experimental glitch music just for testing purposes. I don't think it's on this computer. Aphex Twin level stuff, that would work as well. And we get another tip to use an edge detection. Yeah, and then have a second one. And then maybe have this one play randomly instead. With small intervals. Yeah. Some displacement, let's try some displacement. But I want to do the displacement on the backgrounds. Just let's go mad. Just do everything random. And here you have your. And of course, we should like, if you're gonna do this kind of stuff, you should of course finish with your composition, and on the entire composition, throw on a low res. And here you have it. It looks like you're VJing on an Amiga or something. Really, really antique. Just end up with a whole mess of. Now I just want to quick check if I have the music for this. We have something called. Yeah, I think this would fit it. The pack is named Videologies. Let's see, this song is really loud, so. Let me know if the music is too loud. I imagine this kind of music behind it, or what else? Let's see if this. Yeah, I cut the color, indeed. That's we're going industrial. and some brightness contrast on it. Well, I think we have proven the point that there is a certain purpose for that. Yeah, the second thread needs more pattern. Yeah, I just like these kind of clips. I just quickly throw that together in Ableton and make these little short clips for music for this kind of testing purposes. Also fun for me because I get to make music in basically every musical style. Quick question in the comments: tips for MIDI shortcuts. I will do a tutorial video on MIDI shortcuts and MIDI controllers very soon. So stay tuned. Keep checking out the YouTube channel, and there will be a video about MIDI in general and the 3 most commonly used controllers in Resolume coming up really soon. Yes, so let's move on to the next pack, the Enter 5. So this is a pack, what I would say, this is a bang for your buck pack. You get 60 clips in total. They're all very minimal in style. So some of them are really minimalistic like this, but they layer really nicely on top of each other. It also has sort of a glitchy aesthetic to it. Yeah, okay, so this is really glitchy. I didn't really sort them. I just was thinking going through with you guys, checking out a little bit. Oh, I have to set it back to alpha because this stuff all has alpha channels, and take all our weird effects off we just put on. Yeah. So some of the clips are rather minimalistic, especially the one I'm previewing now. You can see it's just a few pluses and minuses scrolling over the 10. The question again, the tutorial, I will make a special tutorial on the Nano Control 2, like special a tutorial completely dedicated to that controller. Same with the APC 40, and there's also the APC Mini, I think. Those are the 3 controllers that Resolume natively supports, and I'll make a separate tutorial on how to work with those layouts. I can't answer the question on whether the bumper will be included in Resolume. I've no clue about any of that kind of stuff. I'm just here to make the stream. I'm not an actual developer on Resolume. So just running through some of this stuff. It builds really nicely. There are some of the clips are more, I'd say, noisy. It's almost looks like they used some kind of algorithm on noise or something, projection with noise, like this kind of stuff. I think it looks really cool. So these are just some of the, what I would say, bottom layers. And then we can layer some stuff on top of it, like high contrast, red and gray. And then I think I would say like you have a top layer. In this case, that's just how I interpreted this pack. Is there's a top layer where we have some color and some detail going on, and a bottom layer where we have a background noisy clip going on, and then we have some variety of little infills like the lines I'm showing here. I hope this actually shows up on the stream because it's very thin lines. Some of the clips are also really short, but then have a long break like this one. It only has this only shows in the beginning and then all the way in the end a little bit. So these are the really subtle things you can add. Again, it's quite glitchy in nature. I imagine this would, I'd use this kind of stuff on like a techno kind of party, industrial, little bit on the harsher side. It's a good pack for like halfway through the evening when shit really starts to bang. When we really get the loud stuff. Or if you, I think if you get the right clips together, let's pick this 60. Well, that's already almost a clip on its own. And then add some subtle extras to it. Some lines and maybe the numbers we had before. You actually don't have to use the noise at all. So the noise is a good backdrop, but without the noise, this looks a lot more, well, it looks very futuristic, to be honest. Could be a spaceship console. But that also sort of makes the visual aesthetic of it differently. Then as soon as you add the noise, it becomes sort of, I think, a lot harsher. On the other way, you could also just only use the noise and skip the red and blue bits of it. Or I really like this clip. It's really subtle in the center, like a heart. So you can go multiple directions with this this clip. And what I think is cool about this, and also why I'm showing it, is because you can there's 60 of these clips in it, so you can go a lot of different routes with this with this pack. So yeah, you enjoy this this pack? You like it? Let me know. And also will if there's any questions or requests, then I'll move on to the plugins. Yeah, I can imagine that layers are your thing. Yeah, it really works. I would still like to make a pack, don't steal my ideas, with some sort of a collage style, like cutouts, newspapers and stuff like that, and then animate it with a little bit of After Effects, and then throw a lot of these collage layers to make a collaging visual style. The places where I used to VJ was always very experimental, and there were a lot of graphic designers actually who would VJ there in the evenings, and they also had this very how you say illustrative style. A little question about how to make a composition from scratch. Yeah, we'll do another live stream about that subject. I do every month. I make a classroom stream. I hope you've seen a few of those. We're gonna do 7 or 8 of them in total, and the final one will be putting it all together and actually preparing for a show. And I hope by then the corona is a little bit over, so we can actually do a real show. So that it would mean I would do the preparations for the VJ stuff with you on the live stream, and then actually go to a venue and perform. That would be my perfect way to end the Resolume classroom streams. But that really depends on the world health situation, because right now there's no places to VJ. But yeah, I would love to end the classrooms like that. We're doing one every month. This month would be the 4. The 4th will be this month, depending on holidays. And then we're gonna do 3 more after that. So that would be in November, December-ish. So it could be that it's then the corona is less, and we could actually do a preparation on a live stream, and then I'll take you to the venue, play live, and then record that as well with the composition we sort of made together. I think that would be the coolest way to end the classroom series. But we'll see about that. A question from Daryl: does the pack discount work with student discount too? No, there's no student discount on packs as far as I know. With that said, let's move on to the plugins. And there was Zoltan to the rescue. Thank you, Zoltan. Let's move on to the packs. There's a few things I want to show you. The 2 plugins that I will be showing you is the foam plugin. The foam I will be showing you, and I made a few examples and show what they can do, and the curtains plugin, as well as a few other little effects I'll show. Quick question about the classrooms. The classrooms are just on our YouTube channel. You can just open up our YouTube channel, and you'll find all the classroom streams. And we announce them in advance on our Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. So yeah, they're every once a month. They go basic. The idea of the classroom is that we go through the basics, but I try to go through the basics at sort of a higher level than the manual does. That's sort of the point of the live streams. So the plugins I'm showing you today is the foam and the curtains. Right now they are stills and they will start moving and doing cool stuff. What would be nice to tell, and JuiceBar made a little announcement, discount on the foam and the curtains plugins that I'm about to show, and they are discounted down to €5 each. For the next 24 hours. So if you're watching this stream later, it's for only during this during the stream, and 24 hours from now on, you can get the discount on these two clips. Now let's get to the clips. They are great for making some generative content. I'll just show you what happens. I would almost say it's sort of a lava lamp style effect, which can zoom very far out. You can change the direction of its glow, of the directions of the particles moving. It's sort of the meta balls, but not really. It's probably a different algorithm behind it. There's a soften slider that will make a soft transition between the colors, and a power that's well, if my math is correct here, you can choose between different kinds of well, they call it types, but I think it's different kinds of formulas that are used to calculate the shapes. And you can see it very well in the fractal one. The higher the power up goes, the more divisions are inside of the shape. Let me change this green to something more appropriate. Let's go black. Let's see what happens if we go black. Oh, let's not do it. Like multiple dark colors. And then the softening, you can sort of close the gaps with that. Let's try some now different algorithms. Let's turn this. Ooh. For me, it's always during these live streams. I'm also just playing with it. Of course, I made some examples. Now we have the dark lines going. This is sort of an inverse, but then smooth. You can zoom, of course, also in, and that's the nice thing about this plugin, that even if you zoom in all the way, well, all the way it just gives you one color, but really close, it's still a very sharp image. I hope this comes through on the stream as well. So even if you know, with some sources, if you go in really close, you start to see pixelation. But I don't know what kind of magic they work here, but this stays really smooth regardless of how far you zoom in and out. Of course, it requires this is a reverse, negative, the hard one. I really like the hard one. I can show it here. I used it to make this clip. I hope you can see it in the preview screen, and then use it as a mask. So by setting the blend mode to 50 masks, that overrides the blend mode of the layer, which is set to alpha. And then let's turn this off, this on. So now this mask is used over I just took the Robophase from the first pack and layered it on top of it. So this is the foam can also be used to create some cool looking masks. In this clip, let's turn this off, this off, this off. So in this clip, I used two plugins. First one is the foam. Let's turn off the effects. So I took some of the settings. A nice tip when you're using the foam plugin is to set your first color, set it to palette, and then with the other color you can use the color picker to take colors out of the. You can use the picker to say like, okay, I want this color out of the palette. It was for me a nice trick to work a little bit faster with the foam plugin. So this is all set up. Then this other plugin, it's the globe plugin, and what it does, it turns your content into a globe. I'll get and you can rotate it. So now we can see there's a seam in the middle of the globe because the texture is not wrapping, but little bit of rotation helps a lot in this way. There's a lot of settings. I'll go through that in a bit. I just wanted to show you what I made with the foam plugin. I added some bloom. What else is new? And this is set to the FFT composition. And then combined, we have this glowing shapes. Yeah. So, oops. So the range is set to low, so it only takes the kicks. That's what I made with it. Let's turn the music off and go back to the globe plugin. I'll change the number of globes to 1, and let's use the zoom to make it a bit bigger so we can see what we are doing. So we went and turn the bloom off. So we went from this texture onto this globe. Now Resolume has this sphere and stingy sphere effects built in, but this plugin does that at a way higher resolution, and also with the options to light it. So with zoom, you can zoom in and out of the object. Spacing, well, that doesn't work if you don't have multiple globes. So let's check it out. You can have multiple globes and zoom all the way out. There's quite a lot of globes going on. I think this number of globes thing could be nice, something nice to animate as well, like step up, step down kind of stuff. Spacing spaces the globes further apart. So now we have 3 globes, a lot of globes, and then use the spacing to get them further apart. We have a lamp X, which controls the lighting quite dramatically. You can go from the light side of the moon to the dark side of the moon. Then we have the lamp Z, which is, I think, the sort of outside light. Oh. 3, and then the lamp X. I always find it really hard to explain these lamps because it's such an abstract concept. And then we have specular light, which should be that you can actually see the light in the globe. So if we zoom in now a lot more, you can see there's actually a reflection of the lamp itself in the content. Creates a nice little marble kind of effect. And if you move around, you can see if I move around the lamp X, you can see the dot also moving around in that. And the ambient light is just the lighting of the entire object. Can make your object a lot brighter. Invert X, invert Y should be parameters to invert something. I don't know. What is this? There's something should be inverted, but maybe. Yeah. If you have 0 rotation, that doesn't work. So it gives you some variation of how the plugins are mirrored. The balls are mirrored, I think, because now all the balls are looking different. If I turn it on like this, now they all seem to have the same movement pattern. And now we get some variation in it. And then we have a Y rotation at the bottom. So that's the globe, little intermezzo with the globe effect. I think it's a really cool, cool little plugin. I'll get back to it in a bit as well. So I showed you the foam with as a mask. Here is just a quick clip I've made of the foam browsing through the different kind of types. So this is set to 21 seconds with a zoom on 3 seconds, so you can see a far a zoomed out version and a close-up version of the different algorithms that are in this effect. Something else I made with this plugin was this little clip. So I used the foam. Are the lights simulated in real time? I think this is a question. Yes, yes. I say that. This is why we have JuiceBar in the comments. They can answer all your very technical questions and correct me when I say something that doesn't make any sense. So here I just used the foam to make some pretty colors flowing around, and then I used their Scanline plugin, which creates, just like it said, it creates scanlines. But the cool thing is you can quantize this. There's a quantization amount and the amount of beats it should quantize to. I also set this to BPM sync. And if I trigger them at the same time, the scanline should jump on the beat. So on the kick, the scanline jumps. And the cool thing is if you change the quantize amount, they sort of move in that direction. I think this is a really, really neat effect. I like it. And of course you can change stuff like rotation. There's a line width. You can make the lines smooth, in which case they fade out at the end. We have a speed. And I like it even though you mess around with it, it seems to stay in sync. A jitter, that's something to be used more subtly than chaotically, I think. Let's try the jitter. And then there is a repeat function, so you can get more lines. So let's say I want 8 repetitions, or let's say even closer, 3 repetitions. But the thing is, maybe Team JuiceBar can explain this, but it seems like as soon as you have repetitions on, the quantization seems to speed up as well. Or should I then also bump this up equally? So if this is 4, then times 3 should be then 12. Or 8 to 2. Maybe they can get back to us on how to quantize, or maybe it is quantized and I just don't see it. I don't have the rhythm feel for that. And last thing I wanted to show you with the foam plugins. We have to check it with the developer. Okay. The foam, that's also a nice thing about having Team JuiceBar in the comments, and as well having close contact with them. If something's not working, you can also text them, and they are very quick in replying and fixing things. That's really nice. There's a good support for coming from the JuiceBar. Here I have I made it again a little pattern with the foam plugin, and I added the flip flap, best name for a plugin ever, and this basically has very limited controls. You have you can zoom in and out, and there's an offset rotating the panels, and you can zoom in or out. And you can have this flippy flappy effect. It's very old school. So yeah, this was just a little plugin. There's not a lot more to talk about for this one. I just wanted to show you that it exists. Next, I want to move on to the curtains plugin, which has a similar vibe to the foam plugin. That's why I combined them together. And just wanted to show you what it does. This one is also on a discount for now. It has an offset, which makes it this has sort of a rotational spherical vibe to it, especially if I zoom out further. It seems like it's sort of a cluster. Maybe it's a visual illusion, but it seems like it's sort of a rotating mass. So that's something you can very easily put on a timeline. I want to have it a little bit slower. And then of course we have a direction in which it moves. And you can use the contrast to fade between the two colors and make the colors. So contrast. Maybe if we turn this up, we can have a really harsh division between the two colors. So one black, and I want the other one off gray. Again, just experimenting as I go. So I can imagine you can use this for sort of a smoke texture. I don't think there is a smoke plugin yet. Somebody jump on that idea. But this is just really cool. It's a spherical rotation. I combined this with the globe again, and I modulated the transform to make this little bouncing ball. It's like real gravity, only a little different. And this last one, oh yeah, nothing really special fancy on this one. I just really like the colors. This stuff is really useful just to create some generative backgrounds yourself. I think I have it as an example here. I went a bit further. Let's turn the Robophase off for now. I applied so without any of the effects. It's just so I make the scale is bounced on the beat, or on the beat. It's not even BPM sync, but you get the idea. Then I use the recolor to give it a little bit more color to it. Low res, just make it very pixelated, and then added some twitch for some random movement in the clip. And then I went on to copy one of the Robophases. I'll also show you with everything turned off. It also has a low res, so it was the robot started like this. I applied the colorization and applied a palette to it. Next, I adjusted the brightness contrast, added a drop shadow to the bottom of the image. This should be 90. The drop shadow to it. Next, I added some bloom, because that's the coolest addition in Resolume, for me at least, in a while. I like making clips fancy and shiny. I think the bloom effect was a real addition to the latest release of Resolume. And then the low res, and it matches then the background as well. So a clip, made with that. So yeah, I showed you the foams, I showed you the curtains. I hope you like it. Go out and buy that stuff, or try it out, because JuiceBar also has this try option, so you can use almost all the effects, like a big portion of the effects and plugins in the JuiceBar. You can just try for free, and you have to use it. Has a watermark, but you can use it and test it yourself. So question from Azure is if I can show the 3-wave plugin. I have currently not installed that, and you cannot install plugins while running. So I cannot do that for you right now, because that would have to boot out. But I'll write it down, and the next JuiceBar, I'll definitely pull it out and use the three waves effect. The prices you can also find, I'll find in the JuiceBar application. And yeah, let me know if there's any stuff you would like to see in the next Get Juicy stream. So that will be next month. If there's any stuff that requires more explanation, of that requires a demonstration. I've been playing around with the Velocity plugin for a while now, so I would like to do a little video on that as well to show you it. So it's like a particle engine for Resolume. It's extremely powerful. I really like it. So I actually used, because I also do some game development on the side, I actually used Resolume in combination with the Velocity plugin to create some assets for a game I was experimenting with it to make some little shiny particle stuff. But unfortunately, the clip render does not support GIF export yet. That will be in the future, but that's not right now. So it was kind of hard to translate that back to images. But it's nice to see where Resolume is going with more and more stuff added every time. So that's enough of my rambling. I hope you enjoyed this stream. If there's any questions, post them now, really fast. I can still answer them. And else I will see you next time. Question about the UV mapper, how it works. Yeah, I will write this down and I will show you the UV mapper next time. Yeah, so for next time we have the three-wave plugin and the UV mapper plugin. I can show you that. I've worked a bit with the UV mapper. There is a video on the JuiceBar itself that also shows you how to use it. It's not narrated. The video is not narrated, I think, but it shows you, because if I remember correctly, it's been a while. You have to use groups to make the UV mapper work. But I don't know that for sure. So check that out. Check that video out, and I will definitely show you the UV mapper next time. Yes? Awesome. Then I'll see you guys next time, and well, stay safe and have a great weekend.